Welcome to another episode of Crossroads Garage. On this fine, beautiful, sunny day, should be, I don't know where I was going with that. Basically, all I was gonna say, between today and tomorrow, this thing ought to move and run. I've got it down to just the last couple of things. I've got the power steering hooked up, I've got the fuel hooked up, I've got most of the wiring hooked up, I've got everything bolted down, I've got the carb spacer on it, the carb obviously is on it, the belts are adjusted and tightened. All I have to do is toss the wires on the back of the alternator. I've got the starter changed out. I had to run and grab some more bolts last night because, again, the ones that I pulled out were too short for this new bell housing. I've got some all thread and some more nuts and some angle iron to make a bracket off the other end of the stud the bolt going through the bell housing, so we should be able to build that bracket for the clutch. And then hook up the radiator hoses and we should be off to the races. Speaking of races, we still need to get the exhaust on. Did forget about that, but at least for test firing, getting it running, moving, I think we can get it done. If not by the end of today, end of tomorrow, this thing should be moving. Sorry, I forgot a black rifle. This is all I've got. I gotta make a trip to town later anyway, so we'll get a black rifle then and enjoy that. But for now, I'm sure that sounds awesome on camera. Here's that all thread. We're gonna make a bolt, chop it probably here, weld a nut and washer onto this end, shove this through the bell housing in the block, put the other nuts on here with some angle iron welded to it, weld that other nut on there, screw it in, Z-bar complete. I don't know if I have to cut the molding on that bell housing or not. I'm gonna try to not if I can, but either way, we should be there. Also, my oil pan still leaks, so we have to fix that. But, details. Let's get into this. So, I forgot I had this in the fridge. Oh yeah, I already opened it. Let's get this going, then I'll jump into this. Found my quick steel so we can just drink this. I'll grab you, and we'll get going. These are much harder to chug. In fact, if I thought about it, I should have shotgunned it. I can get rid of one of these shotgunning it in about 3 seconds. You know, perks of that old construction life. I rarely drink these anymore, but I'm not used to that carbonation anymore, you know what I mean? All right, quick steel. I didn't quite get enough of this on that last seam, so it's still leaking a little bit. I shouldn't say a little bit, it's leaking decently. I put maybe just a splash of oil in there to actually sit in the bottom to see how much was actually gonna leak. It leaks quite a bit. It doesn't like pour out, it just seeps, you know. Kind of bleeds through this, which it's not supposed to, so who knows. This ought to fix it though. I'll just keep stacking this on there until it stops. I'm just gonna have a whole backside of my oil pan is gonna be nothing but quick steel. Or tank weld, excuse me. All right. Oh, well, at least I can see now exactly which part of the seam it's leaking from. I cleaned it all off a minute ago just to kind of get an idea of where it's coming out of, and definitely got the idea. mainly out of just this one corner here. I wish I could bring you onto here, I do, but it's just not gonna happen. My battery will be dead in the first 10 seconds of trying to film under here. All right, I got this this all thread cut. I don't think I'm gonna actually even have to do all that much filing. It cut pretty nice and straight. Let's see. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna show you my idea here. So basically, actually, yeah, what am I doing? Cut this a bit long, obviously. So, hopefully you can see this okay. What I'm gonna do is put 3 nuts like that, weld them all together, grab a little chunk of angle iron, and weld it around these 2 sides, how it should touch flat to flat, basically. So I can get a nice clean weld on each side. Then, once that's done, I'm gonna weld this to that, if that makes sense. That way, this guy ought to screw in just like so, and we should be in business. So, I am gonna go underneath, pull that bolt out, do a quick measurement on where everything is gonna line up, and then once I get that figured out, I'll bring it back in, and we should be good to go. Sorry, the video is gonna be a little bit choppy. My camera is shutting itself off yet again, but we'll just keep plugging along as quickly as we can. All right, we'll catch back up in just a second. Well, good morning. It is just a little bit after 6:30 this morning. It's actually really, really nice out. Not too chilly. We are loading up my radiator, the one that came out of the truck when it had the 300 in it, because my inlet and outlet are in the wrong spot. And I ordered another one on Amazon, but then I remembered I know a guy that swapped inlets and outlets on one of my friend's radiators a while back, and it didn't seem to be too complicated for him, and it worked great, and my buddy's still using that radiator. So I messaged him last night, and he said bring it by, and thankfully he's only about 10 or 15 minutes away, so hopefully we'll save ourselves about $300 and go let good old Kevin swap this around for us. Anyways, I'll catch back up to you in just a few minutes. If he'll let us film, maybe I can show you how this is done or how he does it. If not, then we'll just see you when we get back home. Sorry, I'm a little spacey. It's early. I'll catch back up. All right, guys, so through much trial and error, which I decided not to film because it's taken me probably a good 2 hours to do this, I have come up with an extremely Janky redneck farmer deal. I know it probably doesn't make a lot of sense right now, but essentially it sits like this. This angle iron sits against the block. These two nuts thread into that all thread, and that big nut threads into, I don't have it up here anymore, but threads into the other side of the Z-bar, so it all locks into place. Looks terrible, functions hopefully well enough for now. Also, I think we finally got the last of our oil leaks done, or not done, fixed is what I mean. So we're gonna toss some oil in this and start hooking things up as fast as we can. I think we're just closing that gap. With that clutch piece done and the oil pan fairly sealed, besides a little bit of wiring and oil, I think we're actually close. I'm gonna let that thing cool down for a few minutes because that is boiling hot. I'll grab the extension cord, I suppose, and bring you guys in. You can watch me fill this thing with oil and do a little bit of wiring. Let's see. Nice. Aw, dang it. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to make sure that bolt in the oil pan is good. Since we don't have a dipstick right now. Shoot. I don't even know what size that thing is. It's massive. That might be close. It's pretty handy having two creepers. You can leave, ouch, one on each side of the vehicle. Yep, that's it. This really doesn't thread in very far. I don't know that it's right. It's supposed to be right according to the internet. That's enough. Alright. Gotta get a socket for the other one. I think it's dang, I don't remember. It's one of these. I should have pulled this truck in about another 6 inches. Oh, I just remembered one thing we forgot to do. I still gotta trim this bell housing so our clutch actually works. Dang, it's neither of those. I think it's this 3/4 or 19, one of the two. 19. Let's see, what are we at here? Gotta have at least 5 quarts in this thing. Want to make sure it's maybe even a little bit over full because it hasn't had oil in it in quite a while. The filter still needs to fill. It's about 1.5 quarts, so we should have 5.5 in there. Exhaust. Oh man, we gotta do exhaust yet still too. Okay, there's a few things but we're just about there. We're in the last stretch here. About to go grab some coffee. We're running out of steam. In fact, I am going to do that. So you guys just grab a beer or some coffee, whatever, relax for a minute, and I will be right back. All right, got the new bracket cleaned up. We're gonna throw some paint on it. Naturally, that's all I got. I'm out of black. So, I guess you can watch that. I'm not gonna do it in the truck. I was thinking I was going to, but I won't. I'll do it in the gravel right here. Oh, come on. There we go. There you go, Spider. Now you're blue too. I really love this engine, whatever, blue. It's beautiful. All right, let that dry for a second. Turn around, hit the other side. While that's drying, I'm gonna start cutting on the bell housing, and we should be good to install it. Adjust our linkage, and then I'll start hooking everything else back up. I want to leave the engine stuff for the last thing that we do, because that's fun and easy. This takes some mental effort. All right, I'm gonna get going on that. I'll catch back up with you here in just a second. Okay, guys. Whew. Well, I had to spend quite a bit of time messing with the throttle linkage on the carburetor. We're not going to be able to have full throttle unless I get a different throttle cable, which I will, but not today. We're quickly running out of time. I still got too many things to finish. Power steering's finished, all the way hooked up. Coil's unplugged, ready to start. I've got the bracket in for the clutch and Z-bar, but because I had to move it a little bit from where it was originally, I had to move it a little bit to catch the end of that bolt instead of being back here. And what I didn't think about when I was doing that, here, is this is now significantly too short by like that much. So one more trip to town. I'm gonna weld another couple of nuts on here, probably 3 of them. Well, yeah, at least 3, because we're clear out here and still not quite touching. It's a lot. So, man. No, yeah, it'll be fine. So yeah, maybe I'll do 4. I'll just stack them up. Hopefully a long one if I can find it, so I don't gotta weld 4 together. Then once that's done, then I can, move it out a little bit more. Have that done, and then it's just a matter of hooking up the electronics and tossing the battery in. And we should be there. My gosh. It is time for some more coffee. I've been going full tilt at this all day. It's probably about 2 o'clock now. And yeah, I gotta get a move on. So we will catch back up here in just a couple of minutes. And well, yeah, by the time you see me, hopefully this will all be done and we'll be putting it in. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, you guys ready for this? I'm almost there, literally this time. We are very, very, very close. Fixed the clutch linkage, sorted my wiring. I'll show you that clutch linkage actually. I'm pretty proud of it. And I'll even set you guys under there and so you can take a look while I pump the pedal. Very stiff, but no clunking, no snapping or grinding or breaking or any of that nonsense. I tried to hang the exhaust, could only find 2 bolts. Searched the entire shop, 2 bolts. Went, fine, I'll just stick the bottoms in, at least it'll hold it most of the way there, enough that, you know, whatever, it'll stay on. Even if it leaks, it'll at least get it out and behind the truck and not blasting directly onto our stuff, right? No, I went to put the other side up after I got the driver's side up, and the passenger side, I'm going and going and going, and it goes, plop, nothing. Completely stripped out the stud on the manifold. So it's gonna be open manifolds for a little while, which is, where's my earplugs? I was gonna say, my earplugs are gonna come in handy. Okay, so I'll show you really quick what we're doing on what I did for the linkage and all of that. Everything actually seems to be playing happy, and I kind of can't believe it. Actually, I really can't believe it. That was an absolute pain. No idea what I was doing. Just making it up as I went along, quite literally. Oh well. Oh yeah, I think you guys will be able to see. I forgot the flashlight. Can you see? Oh yeah. So what I did, I got a 6-inch bolt that was the same thread pitch as this bolt, and I took 2 edges off the hex head on the back here, so it would stay flat, and then I made this little square tab out of that heavy stick, or what do you call it? I don't even know what you want to call it. That strap. Cut that, made a notch all the way down the bolt, probably 3/4 of an inch. Hammered this sucker in there. Used my thick cutoff wheel, and it actually almost was perfect. I just hammered it in, welded the holy heck out of it, and then ground it all down. Used a step bit and stuck it in there, and I mean, we're there. It might come out a little bit, and I got some extra nuts to weld together if we need to. That's the wrong way. If I have to make this longer at some point, I tried to extend it as much as I could with this guy, and it worked pretty good, but I'm getting out, probably halfway out on my thread, so I might have to do one more at some point. But for now, it seems to work. Got that notched off of there, so we got perfect clearance now. It wiggles like that, but when you actually press it and do it, it just goes donk right there, and it works perfect. Nothing seems to be breaking. Everything seems to be working. Hopefully it'll stay that way. Let's see, how can I set you guys this nut in the grease? Actually, I'll put you on the creeper. If I fall off this creeper, I keep going like that, and it is the most infuriating thing. All right, let's see. Where is a good spot? That should work, I think. Hopefully you guys can see decently enough. But check this out. Seems to be working to me. Howdy. Okay, so now that that's all done, I got my new solenoid here. We're fixing this junk because it's an absolute mess. Sorry for this serious close-up. This one goes to the starter, so I'm just gonna tie it out of the way. It is 9 miles too long, and it's hitting the exhaust manifold, so that's good. And this one, that's for the starter. I gotta tie that out of the way. Oh, that's what I just said. Then where is the ground? Oh, right, both of these go to the starter for some reason. This one is the one that I gotta throw on that ground right there. Hopefully you can see that. It's also 9 miles too long. And then I gotta connect the fuel line. to the carb right there, so that you're not spraying fuel everywhere as this thing's cranking. Probably gonna pump some coolant out, don't care. I figured out that all of my engine wiring harness is still there. My coolant temp sensor's right here, right there. And my, I'm not climbing up in this thing again right now. The oil thing is right over the back there. So that means all of these wires can go bye-bye, besides, yeah, no, all of this. All of this can get tucked up and zip tied into a circle. All we have to do is take this from the engine and plug our engine in right here. And this square plug, which one does that go? That's a 3. Huh. I guess I will have to figure that one out. Not exactly certain where that goes. But to get it to run, pretty confident. Wait a minute. When I pulled that thing out, all I unplugged was these two. The 4 and the 2. The 2 must go here to the truck side on this truck. Maybe this one wasn't even plugged in. I don't remember. All I know is I only unplugged two leads to get it disconnected. We'll figure that in a minute. All I'm saying is it should be plug and play. That means all I gotta figure out is this wiring mess and the alternator, which I'm pretty sure I know where most of these go. And this was for the choke that didn't work. So yeah, we're just about there. I'm gonna put you back on the tripod so you can, the battery stays charging. And there you go. Been trying to clean up some of these connections as I go before I put it back on. I don't even care about wiring the alternator right now. Maybe I do. This battery's probably lost a bit of their giddy up, so it might be good to do. Yeah, see, you got a flat washer. I like that way better. Okay, I am going to unscramble some of these eggs because this is just outrageous. Let's do some minor wire tucking while we've got it all apart. There, just go live happy down there, please. Just stop evicted. Thank you. Where's my solenoid? Here. This one's actually pretty clean. This one is not. That's my skin. Okay. I don't know why we need 13 gallons on a starter. That's where it was. That's where I'm putting it back. Because I want it to work. I don't know how I had things. One of these days, after we move and get settled down, and I have 5 seconds to put back into this truck. It's not just out of sheer necessity. I will figure out all of this wiring. Uh-oh. Definitely can't run any washer on this one either. Well, it has 4 pins and 3 wires, but it's only... I don't know. That looks important. What did that plug into anyways? I have no idea. I don't think that it did. I only pulled 2 plugs out of the truck. Yeah, I did. I only pulled 2 plugs out. It has to be fine. Because it ran here, and then when I went to pull the computer, the day that I sold that truck, I went out and I only unplugged 2 plugs. I'll just keep telling myself that while it doesn't start. Good. All right. Which one of those batteries? This has got 660, this has got 750. Alright. Well, we've got a new one. One of those guys at Newport. It was, I got there at 5:59 and they closed at 6. And, yeah, those guys stayed open for me. So I owe them a lot. Awesome guys down there. What are you stripped out? Oh, okay, we're good. Or not. Yeah, it's stripped. Alright. It's fine. They're both stripped. That's why they were loose. That would make sense. Alright. Are you guys ready? Oh, fuel. I keep forgetting. Fuel line. Pretty sure. Yeah, that's the same. Alright. Give me just a minute. I've got some fuel line. I just gotta remember where I put it. And yeah, I'll be right back. Moment of truth. That's a pretty good angle. I'll try the key, see if it works. It's not currently trying to crank while the battery's connected, so that's a good sign. Here we go. No, I got nothing. What the heck? What? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I guess this part's not going to go in the video.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blue balls with me.
What is going on? What? How is that? So it cranks with a bad solenoid, but doesn't crank at all with the key. What is going on? That's fine. Still making a connection. What am I missing?
You didn't touch anything to the starter, right?
No,
Is the fuse to the ignition to the starter good?
It should be. Everything ran great before. Everything's tight. Let me try again. That is the weirdest thing. How is the starter not hooked up?
Can you read how many volts the battery's putting off? I mean, it should. If the solenoid was making it try to start, it should be plenty. But
Yeah, it was cranking good and fast. That's pretty stupid. I'm not getting a very good connection there. Where's my other screwdriver?
flathead?
Yeah, the big one.
Right here.
Oh, that'll work. Oh, that's what I was looking for.
The big
Yeah, the big one.
Oh, that one.
What? What is happening right now? That makes no sense. Okay, guys. It's been a couple of hours. I had to race back to Napa. Oh yeah, you already know. Got this one. Then it wouldn't do anything at all. And while we were messing around, trying to figure out why this wasn't working, and getting this one traced out and trying stuff, the truck lost all power completely. So we spent the last half an hour chasing down that. We finally got it. kind of working, sort of. But now it looks like we have no spark. So it's probably got close to enough fuel pressure or oil pressure. I'm gonna crank it again for a few minutes. I gotta put some power steering fluid in it, so I don't burn up the only quiet Ford power steering pump in all of history. And crank on this a little bit more. And then, if we have any spark at all, we'll attempt to start. I feel like vice grip way too much. Perfect. It's just getting all over my fuel filter. All right. This thing does sound pretty mean when it turns over though. Yeah, actually, can you watch the fuel filter up next to the carb and tell me if it starts getting fuel? I know this pump's a little bit slow. All right, that's we should have oil pressure. Probably that solenoid, it always smells. That's the one that smokes all the time. That's why I wanted to change it. Yeah.
So this is a factory one in this truck?
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was a factory one out of the 79.
No. All right, guys. Are you ready? Can you do me a favor and grab the yellow cord? I would like to move, well, actually, I don't know if it would be a better view or not. No, I think this is about as good a view as you're gonna have. I'm not gonna do starting fluid right now. If there's a little bit of fuel there already, we'll just see what happens. Hello, Tiny. Thank you. I'm gonna have to edit all the kissing noises out. All right, you wanna see if it's gonna start? It's gonna be obnoxious. It's open manifolds, hurt ears. You might back up a little. I know, but that's what it did before when it first. I know, all I want to do is see fuel. That's it. I know I'm not getting a lot of spark. Can you believe this even right now though? Wait a minute. Did I even hook up my throttle?
What is that like?
No. Compression. I didn't even hook this up.
Oh.
All right, let's try this again. Yeah. All right, we're gonna pour something down the carburetor before I kill this battery. It definitely has oil pressure now. All right, let's fog it down a little bit. There might be a fire. All right, cover her ears. Please, God, let there be spark. Yeah, I don't think I have spark. It smells like gas.
Makes me a little nervous.
Me too. Let's give it a shot.
Plug in your thingy.
What?
Plug in
Yeah.
your oil.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Oh, actually, wait. First, so I gotta move that stupid thing. All right, can you go hit the key? I'm gonna make sure it has spark now. And if it doesn't, I'm going inside. Yeah. Okay. We have spark. Let's see if this works. This coil has constant hot now, though. So I will have to put in a toggle switch under the dash. All right, you guys ready? Yeah, get out of the way. Palace. Yeah. Oh, come on. Give us some more. Well, what in the world? Yeah, but that should have fired. Well, here we go again, huh? All right. Well, that MSD is plenty easy enough. Sorry, camera. It's plenty easy enough, but looking through it, it's realistically gonna take me a minimum of 45 minutes to an hour and a half to get all the other wiring moved and stripped and out of the way and everything else connected. And it's starting to rain and it's very late now. So I need to get to bed so I can wake up tomorrow. Napa's got that points distributor. It's gonna take me 3 wires to connect, and I'll buy a tack at the same time, and then I'll just throw that in there. Throw my blaster coil in it so I know that's good, and I think I am just going to completely strip every bit of this stupid Duraspark system out of here. Or at the very least, I'm just gonna unplug everything, tie it all up out of the way, and just go from there. Sorry guys, I know this has been one anticlimactic video after another. I apologize, but man, I'm doing everything I can. This thing is just fighting me tooth and nail. I have yet to meet the match of this truck on frustrating, nonsensical complications for no reason. That being said, it turns over, which is extremely exciting. It obviously has excellent compression. Nothing broke. The cam gear stayed in place. It turns over nice and fast. Everything works good. Everything's great. So tomorrow, I'm gonna try to pick up that distributor, and over this next week, I'm gonna try to get the studs out of the exhaust manifolds and new one, or just some bolts put up in there. And I'm gonna try to get the distributor in and wired. I should be able to do those 2 things. In the meantime, we're waiting for Kevin to get us that radiator anyways. So it's not the end of the world, just disappointing. I was really hoping to hear that thing fire off today. I know you guys probably were too. And I did my best, you know. That being said, thank you guys very much for continuing to watch and stay with the channel. It really means a lot. I appreciate that you guys are sticking around. God willing, next weekend, this thing will be out of the shop and we can both forget about it for a while. And get the bike in here, or not. Well, yeah, maybe in, we'll see. I gotta replace the, now I forget something. I gotta replace something, and I would really, really like to paint it. If you guys wanna let me know, I'm conflicted on whether or not to do it that blue that we did the bracket with the black lace coming through the blue, or whether we stick with the hot rod orange with the black lace coming through. I think both would look great. If you guys would leave me a comment, or a comment, that's a comment. If you guys would leave me a comment, that'd be cool. Let me know what to do. At least we're down to basically nothing left to do, right? I got a whole set of wires, because checking for spark, I went to do the screwdriver trick, and the whole internal of the boot ripped right out of what's on the truck. So what I'm gonna do is take these wires, put them on the other distributor, so we know we've got good wires and a good distributor, and that should be the last thing. The oil pan is staying great. It's not leaking, it's just that little nylon washer where the drain plug is. I'm gonna have to get a crush washer or something on it. That drips minorly. But other than that, all the seams are great. Everything else is great. So, yeah. Next weekend, I really owe you guys a good burnout. And I promise to do that for you if we can ever get this thing to move under its own power again. I've been rambling for plenty long enough. I will catch you guys all next weekend. Have a great rest of your week. And hopefully next Saturday is the day. Thanks guys, we'll see you next week. Well. Lucky for us, my basically master mechanic, hot rodder uncle was in town unexpectedly. He lives a few hours away, and he decided to run over and give me a hand. Whoa, that light is, there you go. Chasing some wires. So, well, okay, before I get ahead of myself, the point style distributor, wrong. It was an inch too long, and it had the sleeve that sits on the top of the intake. It had two for whatever reason, and the first one basically stuck right in the manifold. You couldn't get it past that, and the hole was way too small for the for the pump, the drive shaft for the oil pump. Blah blah blah. It was horrible. We traced the wire and figured out what's going on. It was this stupid, sorry about that, this stupid square plug. So right now I've got the hot running, that used to run the HEI on the old setup, into this deal here. And that's completing our circuit because we had no power at the coil, and that's why. So that's all fixed, or, you know, put it back together. I took this plug apart that was so nasty and destroyed that you can't see, and I got that thing totally cleaned up and back together. Put the old distributor back in, cleaned everything up. The Hall effect sensor was reading good. So we plugged everything back in. It's still turning over with the key. So guys, I suppose, cross your eyes and hold your breath. And I think we're gonna hit it with some ether and see what happens. I'm so ready for this. That just means I wasted $100 on plug wires that I built and can't return now and all of that, so whatever. I can't return those, but I can save them for the Comet if I ever work on that thing again. Let me check this here. All right. Moment of truth. I'm really scared. Not scared. I'm very nervous. Here we go. I hate using ether, but that fuel pump takes 9 years to prime. And I want to see if this thing is going to fire off or not. In fact, hold on a minute. This is a big moment. Let me, I'm going to pull out my other microphone and stick it, if it will turn on. Stick it probably right there. Should be pretty good. Yep, both are reading. Here we go. Neutral, power, and bring the thunder. Oh my gosh. Come on, fuel pump. Gonna have to prime it up some more. Probably, holy cow. Oh, I got fuel. All right, It ought to run. There's fuel in that filter. You gotta be close. Did my throttle linkage come off? Yeah, it did. Pumping it's not doing any good. There we go. All right, I've got fuel. Let me, where's my screwdriver? Come on, screwdriver. Ha, there it is. I'm gonna try cranking up the idle just a little bit. There we go. Why not? Give it another shot here. I really, really wish I had some gasoline. So close. Oh, come on, baby. You can do it. You can do it. I really wish I had some gas. Hey, Lee, do you have any gas at all?
I don't.
I just had an idea. I might have some chainsaw gas left. Oh, it's in the shed. All right, give me a minute. All right, I've got some chainsaw gas. You know, this was starting just a tad hard. Oops, it's too much. Try advancing it just a little bit. That's not enough. All right, let's try that. Here we go. It's alive. There we go. Okay, it officially runs. Now let's see if I can get, I don't have a funnel, at least not small enough, but we can do that again. This fuel filter has fuel in it. I don't know why it's not keeping up. All right. Fuel bowl isn't quite full, but it's got some in it. All right. I really wish I knew why. Let me grab a flashlight wherever I put, and see if the lower filter is full or not. It's got some, but not a ton. And there is plenty, or there should be plenty of gas in the truck. Yeah, that filter's half full. It should be running. I don't know what's going on. Come on, full fuel, full fuel. So before I go too much crazier on that, I am going to, leaking fuel onto something. Probably because my fuel filter is resting right on the valve cover. So I gotta somehow finagle this thing around so that it stays away from all the stuff that it's not supposed to touch. I don't know why that's leaking. All right. So, I know what I was gonna do. I want to make sure that this thing, the temperature and the oil pressure are good. So where did that wiring harness? Here we go. Okay, on the far back of the block, which was, I think, let's see, nope, this one. I think this was my coolant temp, which is over here. And this one is garbage, I don't care about it. And this one, I think it's oil pressure. So, I should have done this to begin with and I didn't think about it, which is a very important thing to forget about. Okay, so that ought to hang out right there. That can stay right there for a minute. This, right, that's the old oil pressure. Okay, so where did I throw that other wire? Here we go. Let me double check this really quick. Yeah, that's coolant. Wait a minute, oil pressure. Down there. Okay, so that would make sense. All right. So then we take this guy, excuse me, and we put that. This one's falling off anyways, so you just hang out up here, why don't you? And you do not fall into the fan. Which one of these belts is howling, I wonder. I think it's the alternator. Okay, I'm gonna turn the key after I tuck this up there. Hopefully it doesn't get sucked into the fan. Okay, I'm gonna turn the key and see if we have gauges. It's definitely alternator. Holy cow, guys. What a ride. Oh, the gauges work. I have oil pressure. Excellent oil pressure. It's capped out on the high. So that's amazing. Holy smokes. I don't even know what to do with myself right now. Good grief. Well, yeah, this oil filter is leaking all over my distributor. So that's gonna need fixed. I wonder why that's leaking so bad. That thing is on there. Well, is it? I mean, yeah, pretty good. Where did I do with it now? I gotta have another flat nose around here somewhere. Where did I put it? You guys saw it. It was literally just in my hand. I wonder if I threw it on the seat. Sure did. Hey, you know what's crazy? My dang dome light works. That's never worked. That's hilarious. Ah, this thing was not as tight as I thought it was. Oh, it's broken. So you tighten it up to a certain point and then it pops and snaps back off. All right, that's fine. This is all whatever. Holy smokes. This thing is terrifying.
It sounds incredible.
Did you see all the fire it was shooting?
No, I couldn't see the fire.
Dude, it was like everywhere. It was igniting and catching and like blowing.
I was pacing up and down on the phone.
Oh man, dude. So this hose clamp's broke and it's leaking fuel all over the place, but that's, who cares? I got,
I have one of those small ones.
well, I'm not gonna run it anymore tonight.
Okay.
I got the, so the regular gauges, or the wires from the wiring harness for this motor were not reading. I plugged the wires in from the truck originally, you know, the truck's original wiring. It's capped out on oil pressure.
Nice. Everything's, wow.
It's literally, okay, so you know how you have the L, the line, the whole gauge, the line, and the H?
Yeah.
It's like in the middle of the line and the H. It's probably dang near 80 pounds of oil pressure. Oh.
Well, you know I got good oil.
Man, I know I have just the right amount of oil. My oil plug bolt doesn't leak. I'm just gonna watch my oil. No, the one in the pan. I had to get that massive bolt in the side of the pan where the dipstick goes. Oh,
Not leaking oil. Under 80 pounds of pressure.
I need a high five actually. Whoa.
That is awesome.
Oh my gosh.
It's alive. Finally.
Yeah. It's alive and well. Dang,
good.
man.
Oh, that the truck running in the background? I said, yep. There you go. Huh? Yeah. Sounds good. Well, I thought that's what it was.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh man. I gotta do some tuning on the carburetor. It's real sluggish off the line, so I gotta adjust the float and the mixture. And
Did you get the gasket on it?
yeah, it's got the spacer and the gaskets and everything.
Oh, yeah. It does have the spacer.
Yep.
I see now.
And then so I gotta get. Did I tell you about the clutch cable? Or the throttle cable? Yeah, I gotta get a longer one of those. Napa doesn't have one, so I think I'm just gonna go on Amazon and order one. That's, well, I'm thinking about it. Is 13 plus probably 4, so it's got to be the 18-inch.
Yeah.
They only offer 3 different ones for this truck, so it's got to be the 18. So I mean, what I really need is about a 16 max. Well, no, not total. I'm only counting it up until the spring.
Yeah. So
I guess I'll just look and
18 or 20.
Well, it can be way shorter. It's got a massive curl in it. And it's going to be moved back farther on that runner because I'm going to need twice that space. So, yeah,
Should be good then.
I would think so. So this old pepper box is actually good. I
That's
can get rid of this entire mess down here.
The factory one there is German.
This one?
Niehoff. Yeah, Niehoff.
Niehoff is right. Okay, guys. I'm going to end it out on this. I've been rambling for a while. I'm sure you guys saw the fire. Hopefully you did. If not, I'm sure you'll see plenty more. This is an absolutely fantastic win. I don't even know what to do with myself right now. This has been such an absolute nightmare trying to get this thing going. And the clutch works. Did you see that? It's immediate, but it works. You let it out, and then it goes pop. Wait, where that stiff spot is?
Yeah.
That's where it popped. So it's gonna have real sporty shifting.